race in Washington state, which is now actually being called a toss-up. Tiffany Smiley is a former triage nurse, a mother of three, and whose husband, Scotty, became the first blind active duty officer in U.S. military history after he lost his eyesight from a suicide bombing in Iraq. Tiffany joins me this morning in the state of Washington. Thanks for joining us on Sunday Morning Futures. All right, Tiffany, where did you get the audacity to think that you could take on a 30-year incumbent Democrat out of the state of Washington? What made you wake up and say, hey, Scotty, I got a good idea. I'm going to run for the United States Senate and I'm going to win this race?
Well, you know, really our battle started 17 years ago. Our family faced bad policy. When I was 23 years old, I walked into Scotty's hospital room at Walter Reed Army Medical Center. And, you know, he was in a coma. There was tubes coming out of every orifice of his body. And one thing that was certain is he would never, ever see again. That suicide bomber took his eyes. But that suicide bomber did not take our family's fight, and it did not take away service over self. We believe in this country. We believe our service meant something. Scotty's service meant something. And we will never, ever stop fighting and standing up for what's right. You know, as a nurse, I took a holistic approach to Scotty's well-being, his healing, his health, everything he needed to get back on track. And look, all we wanted was a hand up, not a handout. So, you know, I remember going to Capitol Hill at a young age, and I would take meetings with anyone who would take a meeting with me, because once Scotty was well, I was going to fight for everyone else. So our family, you know, I want Washington families to open their door and experience life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I want them to know that there's a hand up for them in this state and in this country. So that's why our family is in this fight. We're in this fight because it's the right thing to do. It's service over self, and we will never stop serving this amazing country.
So you have demonstrated your service to the country, to your husband, to your family. But in the state of Washington, the people of Washington, it's pretty diverse, right? You got Seattle, you got Spokane. They're very different. So how in the world, what is your message that is going to differentiate from Patty Murray, who's been there for 30 years?
Yes, I was 11 years old here in Washington State when Patty Murray was first elected. And, you know, I should be able to say that we're better off here, but we're not. Joe Biden was here in April, and he said, hi, I'm Joe Biden, and I work for Patty Murray. She is the boss. And look, voters hear that, and then they go to the grocery store with empty shelves. They're driving around on some of the highest gas prices in the country, inflation through the roof. We have a fentanyl crisis here. We have a formula shortage. Parents are trying to figure out how to feed their babies right here in Washington State. That's how I know we will win, because these aren't Democrat or Republican issues. These are American issues. And Washington voters, they want hope. Right now, there is no end in sight. There's no solution. Patty Murray is good at throwing money and not rolling up her sleeves and delivering results. Washington families are suffering every single day in this state. I know we can win because I'm out talking with voters every single day. The energy, the momentum behind us is real. You know, I'm a first-time candidate. I'm a political outsider. Our family's doing this in service to our country, and our message is resonating across the state. I have over 35,000 unique donors who have joined our campaign. We have knocked over 200,000 doors here in Washington State. I have over 2,000 volunteers who are already signed up and joining the movement. And I encourage anyone, if you want to join us in this fight, this isn't just about Washington State. This is about our country. And if you want to hold Joe Biden and Patty Murray accountable for their failed policies, join us at smileyforwashington.com. We are creating a movement that will send a shockwave from Washington State all the way to Washington, D.C. I know we can win because this is the campaign for the people.
Well, we know the Democrats are scared because they've spent some $5 million raining down on your head. They're obviously very scared of something. And to have a credible pollster say that your race is a toss-up is significant. Stay with us. I want to keep chatting with you because I want to talk about your husband, Scotty. We're back with Tiffany Smiley. She's a candidate for the United States Senate from the great state of Washington. It's 4th of July weekend. You and your family have sacrificed a lot for this country. But share with others the story of Scotty and what he went through and what this country means to him, to you, and to your boys.
Yes, thank you, Jason. You know, for me and Scotty, we want to know in 10, 20 years that our three amazing boys, who are all born in different cities across the United States, that they have a country worth losing their eyesight for. And that's why we're in this fight. You know, Scotty lost his eyesight negotiating with the suicide car bomb in Iraq in service to our country. But our family will never stop. We'll never stop standing up for what's right. Scotty is also very much so a part of this campaign in our efforts here in Washington State to get Washington back on track. So it's Team Smiley, and we would love anyone to join us at Team Smiley to stand up for what's right and get our country on the right track.
You know, they're having trouble recruiting people. The recruiting levels for our United States military are down. Well, what do you say to those young men and women who want to join the service or are thinking about joining the service?
Yes, you know, we need people in our country to serve. We are great because of those who so selflessly serve and sacrifice for our country. You know, freedom is not free, so it starts in the home. We need families who are willing to sacrifice. We need families who talk about how great this country is, the freedoms, the opportunity, you know, where you can get a hand up, not a handout. And I love JFK's quote, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." And so we need more families sharing that across this country. And let's remember that we are the greatest country in the world. And I look forward to ensuring that our men and women, that we have a robust military, that we're actively recruiting, and that, you know, most kids, when they grow up, they want to serve this country.
I've only got about 20 seconds, but when you and your husband see the flag of the United States of America, what runs through your mind?
Freedom and sacrifice. And we will never stop standing up for the national anthem. We will never stop teaching our boys why this country is great. It is a country worth serving and sacrificing for. We are honored and blessed to be in this great country, and I hope everyone across America celebrates this weekend and remember that freedom is not free.
Well, you have done an amazing thing. You and your family have sacrificed a lot for this country. Good luck in your race. Tiffany Smiley, thanks for joining us. Well, that does it for Sunday Morning Futures. I wish you had more time, but thanks.